Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Leo, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the two-episode season finale of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So this starts off with pretty much where the last one left off, which is Peter Parker donning on the red suit and going in to save the day. Because apparently, it was the 110 gang, street gang versus the Scorpions, and the Scorpion had come out with a vengeance. Basically, he's got I don't want to say a new suit because that is inaccurate. But the big thing here is he's got a mask that kind of covers his face now. He's got some gloves on, so he looks more like the Scorpion that we know, but still mostly just the tail and the chest plate. So he's taking out the gang members like it's nothing. The goal is, the idea is, I should say, is the 110 Street Gang was looking to get the Osborn or the equipment that Doc Ock was creating and take it before it went to Oscorp. So they tried to break in. They were able to stop one of the cargo ships, the trucks, and they were able to get or try to get inside of it. When that was happening, that's when Scorpion and his gang showed up, and it turned into an all-out street brawl. They were trying to get inside the vehicle. They had a difficult time doing so. It got to the point where Don was running away, the leader of the 110 Street Gang. However, Spider-Man is trying to take out the Scorpion, and that's when Lonnie, aka Tombstone, goes into the truck, and he tries to find something to get him to use to stop Scorpion. However, one of the canisters breaks. Inside, he's breathing this sort of gas that we don't know what it is yet. He's able to get out of there, however, the whole thing is filled up and everything else. So he's breathed a lot of it in. So when he gets out, he tries to go help Spider-Man. He gets the stinger. However, he catches it. As it gets closer to him, it actually breaks on his skin. So we're seeing much more like the typical Tombstone that we see in the future. However, we then have both Lonnie, or Tombstone, and Spider-Man teaming up to take down none other than the oh my gosh, take down the Scorpion. So because they were able to take out Scorpion, they pretty much did a huge service for everyone and got out of there. They were able to do a lot of damage together. Okay, so in the end, the 110 Street Gang dispersed, and the Scorpion was arrested. Peter Parker goes to make sure that his friends are safe and everything else. As that's going on, he then decides that it's best that he stay away from them just for a little bit. In the best way possible, obviously. He stays away from Norman Osborn as well, because Norman was like, oh, we do a debrief, and he's like, nah, we're good. And then we have the next episode. So the next episode starts off with, apparently, Osborn was using all of the kids to boost up his technology and engineering and everything else to be able to create a portal into outer space. His thought process was that, the Avengers were not going to be enough to protect this world, and that supes are a problem, and they need to be ready for anything. So they will use the power of the cosmos, and be able to defeat any threat that comes to Earth. So they're getting ready to start the portal. However, another portal opens up inside of the portal, which is hilarious, and it's none other than Doctor Strange. So Peter Parker's like, oh, you're the guy that destroyed Midtown. He goes, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, I've never even been there, but wasn't me. And so Osborn uses his, what looks like very much the same technology that was used against the Hulk in the Incredible Hulk, which was just a bunch of sonic booms, knocking him to the ground, turns onto the portal opens up, we get to see a random coordinate in space. And then all of a sudden, the creature that we see in the very first episode of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, comes out to attack the group. So they try to get everyone out of there. Doctor Strange is fighting the creature on his own. Peter Parker runs away, dons on the red costume spider suit, and goes in to help him out. So the two of them are fighting this creature. However, Peter Parker realizes, or Spider-Man, I should say, realizes he's going to have to fix the portal for them to be able to send this creature back to where it came from. So Doctor Strange is like, I'll figure this out. I'll buy us more time. What happens is he creates a portal through time and space, sends the creature through it, and gets back into Midtown. So that whole thing happens. He then sends the creature back in, along with one of the spiders that Norman Osborn was creating, because Norman was genetically using Peter's DNA to use the spiders to then, which then also bit Peter in the past. So it was a full-on cycle. He then brings the creature back in. He opens the Spider-Man opens up the portal. They then see this massive symbiote creature, and that's when Peter decides to Spider-Man decides to go after the creature that came in through the portal, and Doctor Strange is going to deal with the bigger one. So the two of them combined, they were able to smack the creature out into the portal, out through the portal. Peter Parker was then webbing away, Spider-Man was webbing away all of the portal pieces and was pulling them away. Doctor Strange gets blasted back. Spider-Man was able to close the portal, but before it did, it released a little bit of the symbiote back into their world. So we then have, Norman, apologizing, saying this was his plan and everything else, and realistically, Spider-Man didn't want anything to do with it. So then, Nico, Peter Parker, and Harry were all talking together, and how, Harry was like, I really wish you got to be Spider-Man, got all that technology and everything else without having to worry about adults basically ruining it for you. And Nico was like, well, why don't you? And he's like, what? And she's like, don't you have the know-how and everything else? He goes, well, I guess I could start my own company and get all those people to kind of join. So he sends an email to everyone. It looks like everyone's all for it, except for Chow, who wants to stay as part of engineering of Oscorp. Everyone else, on the other hand, seems to want to join. We see Nico talking to her mother through the pendant. We see the fourth kid, who is apparently her costume character name is Finesse, and she's working actually with Daredevil. And he tells her to work with the group to see what they're doing. We then also see Doctor Strange over at Midtown, and Peter Parker comes over. Well, Spider-Man, I should say, goes over, and he's like, I don't know what I could have damaged with the time and everything else. And Spider-Man's like, here's the thing, man. You messed up my life, I guess, because of that day, I turned into Spider-Man, which led to everything kind of happening all over again. He goes, so what you did was needed, or else it wouldn't have been, nothing would have changed, or nothing good would have happened to begin with. So he's kind of like, okay. Norman Osborn finds the Black Symbiote little piece. We have Doc Ock creating or realizing he's going to use the arms that was in his facility to be used on himself to create himself as Dr. Octopus. We also see the fact that Tombstone is starting to get like whiteness on his fingers, or like grayness, which is very similar to the skin tone that he gets when he fully becomes Tombstone. I'm trying to think of what else. I think those are the major things that happened. I don't think we got to see anybody else, so I'm very curious to see where it's going to go for season 2, because we know there's a season 2. So a lot's going to be happening in season 2. We have Doctor Octopus potentially coming back. We have the symbiote potentially coming back as well. We then have trying to think of what else. We have Doctor Strange, we have Finesse, along with Daredevil working together as well. We have a lot of things kind of in the woodwork to kind of see what's going to happen in season 2. But overall, I thought this was a nice end to season 1. It kind of left us with the idea that there's going to be a season 2, which we already knew. Because I think it was it was pretty much going to be 2 seasons for sure, and it was renewed for a 3rd season, I believe. So I'm very excited to see where this is going to go. I'm wondering if they're going to start like with sophomore year, or if they're going to stick with the rest of freshman year. I'm very curious on all that front. I'm also going to be very curious to see what other villains we're going to be seeing in the future as well. But for now, let me know what you guys thought about these episodes down in the comments below, and also the season itself. Did you like it? Did you not? And why? Please let me know in the comments. And as always, if you like the content you see, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a wonderful night. Bye bye.